Morning, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort in Marina on Lake Taneycomo. We're going to do one cast today. I'm out here with Jackson. Come up. I voted just above the resort. Today is Tuesday the 23rd of August. They're running their 2500 CFS. They've been running it ever since Saturday night, I think, is the last time they ran it fairly hard. So they've kind of settled into this pattern. I'm going to be throwing a micro jig. It's an olive with a brown head. It's one of our micro jigs. Got 2-pound line. I'm going to fish at about 3 foot right now. Got a little bit of topwater action out here. Got on a little carrot float. Apologize for not having my inflatable jacket. Was in a hurry to get this done so I can do some painting today. It's about 7:30 in the morning. The lake in this area at least is still in the shade. There's a fish that just midged right out by my float. So usually with a micro jig or any jig under a float, you want to just kind of move that float just a little bit every once in a while. Get a little bit of action. They do like that in a jig. Instead of just letting it sit there. Unless you have a little bit of chop on the water. I might have to make an adjustment on the depth. Nothing on the first cast. I'm going to try it one more time at this depth. Might try to go a little deeper. Looks like they're not liking it at this depth. Not sure if there's too many fish that are close to the surface right now because just not a lot. I see the midges flying around close to the surface, but they're not up feeding, so we're going to try to go a little deeper. We're going about 5 feet. I noticed a guy fishing off the dock when I left. Fishing something under a float. Did not notice what it was. Probably a pink worm. And he was catching a few fish. I just missed a bite. It's good to have a pretty long rod. Say pretty long. This is a 6-foot rod. This is about the shortest that you want to use if you're throwing a jig and float. 6.5, 7 foot is even better, or even longer. A lot of the guides will use a 7 or 8 foot spinning rod. It gives you a little bit more, you know, when you go to set the hook. If you have any slack in your line, the longer the rod, the better. I think they might be running a little bit more water than they have been, because I'm moving a little faster than I thought I would. Just about down to the neighbor's dock. They might not like this olive. I do have a black micro jig in my pocket. I've been doing pretty good on black as far as just throwing a jig, so let's try black. Same size jig, except this one's black. We'll keep it at that depth. The guides have been, they've said that there's a lot of fish in this area, a lot of fish that have been stocked here not too long ago, and some good fish from here down through Cooper. Let's see. I'm gonna go a little deeper. Go about 7 feet. Oh. Sorry, Jack. Now I'm getting it down there pretty close to the bottom. So if those fish are holding on the bottom, they should, yeah, they might see the jig swim up, but 7 feet. Water here is about 10. Normally, this time of morning, those fish are pretty close to the surface. That's why we like to get out and fish before the sun gets up. Tell you what, the other thing I want to try real quick. You guys hear me talk about the scum line. I'm gonna go over here. I can see it. Fish tend to get under this stuff. I don't know if they think it's cover or what, but it's not a lot of stuff on the surface, but it is enough, I think, to attract fish, because you always see them coming up and midging in this stuff. And it's just little stuff that kind of groups together on the surface. So I'm gonna try about 2 feet and fish kind of in these I think I'm gonna go a little. There's kind of 2 lines, one out here, you can see it, and then one over there. It doesn't even have to be organic stuff on the water. It could be just this white foam that collects, and when you have boat traffic or any kind of wind, it groups together, kind of makes a line. I just saw a couple fish midge in this. Saw another one up there. So we'll see if they're up close to the surface underneath this stuff. As we get more and more into fall and you have a lot of leaves starting to fall, you'll see the lines of leaves, and those fish really like to get in those leaves. All right. Again, you want to really watch your slack, since you can't, if you're fly fishing, you can see your fly line and you can see if there's slack or not. But if you're using this monofilament, you can't see it. So when you move the float like this, that way you can kind of see what kind of slack you have in your line. You go to set the hook right now and you have a lot of slack, you're going to miss your fish. Okay, we're going to go deeper. Man, he was just barely hitting it. Just vibrating my float. I'm right across from the resort now. I was really tempted to rig up a pink worm. Probably should have done it. One more try. They don't want to cooperate today. Well, they are just barely touching that. I don't even think they're taking it in their mouth. It's nice as the water is moving just a little bit. Really is ideal because then you don't have to recast. You are fishing in the, you know, when you're drifting down, you're hopefully just drifting into fish. I'm gonna move one more time. I'm gonna go deeper. Morning.
How you doing today?
Good, how are you? Alan's getting out early this morning. Oh, come on. Just not hitting it very hard. All right, this is my last cast. You gotta make sure too that there's not little pieces of algae or grass or hanging off your jig. They probably will not hit it. Try to give it a lot of action, just to see. Oops, is that a bite? Let's try that again. Worked it a little bit different. Give it a little bit more action. Should have done this before. It's not helping. All right, I'm defeated. At least this morning I am. They got me. If I had a lot more time, I'd change colors, maybe put on a pink worm, probably catch fish. But not today. Well, thanks for watching. We'll try to get tomorrow.